Hello friends, welcome to My English. I'm Hira and today we will be discussing pie chart report writing, which is one of the writing tasks in Writing Task 1 of Academic IELTS. So in this lesson, we will analyze the pie chart. What kind of questions should you be asking yourself when you're analyzing a pie chart? What is the structure of writing a pie chart report? Some pie chart vocabulary, and we'll take a look at one solved exercise. So let's get started with today's lesson. First, let's analyze what do we look at when we are referring to pie charts or pie diagrams. First of all, you should ask yourself, what do they show or what do they represent? Like for example, it is showing two pie charts. One is revenue sources and the other is expenditures. So we should be able to see what are they actually representing. The second thing is, what are the different categories? So in the revenue sources pie chart, the first category is donated food, then there is community contribution, program revenue, and so on. In the expenditure pie chart, we have program services, fundraising, and management in general. If the categories are not shown like this with marked arrows, there will always be an index. So you should always look at the index properly, what is shown by different colors. So understanding of the color coding is important. And then you should also be able to find out what is the percentage or proportion or share of each category. For example, in this, the donated food is 86.6, which is the highest. The maximum share is contributed by donated food. Similarly, the expenditure is incurred on program services, and that is the highest at 95.2. So you should be able to find the correct collocation, the correct vocabulary, plus the percentage share of each category. Are there any highest ones or lowest ones? So I've just looked at the highest one, the lowest. How do you say the lowest one? You can say the marginal, minuscule, or meager, negligible, 0.2%, right? And here the lowest ones are fundraising and 1.6 if you compare it with program services. Are there any changes? Now these two pie charts are completely unrelated to each other, so we can't really compare them, but there could be pie charts which can be compared intertemporally. Like one could be a pie chart pertaining to the year 1995 and the other could be for the year 2005. So over the 10-year period, what has been the change? So this change is what you have to observe in the different categories. Okay. Now let's take a look at the structure. The first thing that we do is we paraphrase the question. Whatever question is given to us, we have to find different words, find the synonyms, we change the word order, sometimes we change the sentence order, and we try and change the structure of the question sentence and rephrase it without changing the meaning of the question statement. The next thing that we do is we write the overview statement, which is what do we see overall, right? So what is the general overview of the whole pie charts or comparing the two pie charts together? Please note, and I've been telling that again and again, that overview should not have any figures, any statistics in it, but we can have the statistics in the detailed paragraph, detailed para 1 and detailed para 2. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at what kind of words, what vocabulary should we use for writing pie chart reports. If you see these percentages, so for 73% you can say nearly 3/4, 51% just over a half, 49% just under a half, 32% nearly a third. So because 33% would make it 1/3. So we will call it nearly a third, right? 3% a tiny fraction, 50% exactly half, 26% roughly 1/4, right? 49 around a half, nearly a half, just under a half, right? 24% almost a quarter, because it's not a quarter. Even 23 can be considered almost a quarter. 73% almost 3/4 or approximately 3/4, right? So this is the near about approximation vocabulary that we have to use. For these percentages like 70%, we can say a large proportion, a significant majority, a small minority, which is 15%, and other qualifiers can be 77% just over 3/4, 77% just approximately 3/4, right? So this is the vocabulary that you can take a look at. This is in terms of percentages and this is in terms of fractions. So for 80% you can say 4/5, 75% 3/4, 70 7 in 10, 60 3/5, 65 approximately 2/3, 45 more than 2/5, 50 half. For 10% you can say 1 in 10, 5% you can say 1 in 20, 20% a fifth, 25% a quarter, 30% less than a third, right? So this kind of vocabulary is going to be of immense importance when you are doing the pie charts. This is even used in table. When you're writing a report for table diagrams, that this vocabulary is going to be of help to you. Now let's take a look at the pie chart question. Okay, so this is the same question that we were looking at. This is a pie chart that shows the amount of money that a children's church charity located in the USA spent and received in 1 year 2016. We have already looked at the pie charts. These are revenue sources, this is expenditure. Now let's see how can we write the model answer for this pie chart. So as we see the pie charts, because this is not a single pie chart, we'll say pie charts, show the percentage of income and expenditures in the year 2016 for a children's charity in the US. Right, now we are going to write the overview. So overview, if we see, we can say that donated food is the highest contributor of revenue and the amount of expenditure incurred was the highest on program services. This is 53 million and this is again 53 million, so it is 561 and this is 224. So barely able to cover, right? So we can say that donated food accounted for a major share of income while program services accounted for the most expenditure. It can be clearly seen that the total revenue sources just exceeded the money spent. So overview is complete. Now we come to the detailed ones. We can either divide it one para to do the revenue and one para we can do the expenditure, or we can talk about the majority in one para and minority in the other para, right? Both of the comparisons can be made. So it is talking about revenue in this and this is expenditure. It says the income from other sources 0.4 was slightly more than the income from government grants and investment income together, which were 0.2% each. On the other hand, the community contributions were the second largest contributors towards revenue at 10.4 of the overall income. The amount obtained from program revenue was more than the sum total of amount contributed by the other three, namely government grants, investment income, and other sources by 1.4%. So this is the expenditure side. However, only program services accounted for a major share of the money spent, which is 95.8 of the total, while fundraising and management were general spent the least, being 22.6% and 1.6% of the total respectively. The total income was this, which was just sufficient to meet the expenditure of this much, right? So even if the pie charts are totally unrelated, you can still find the ways to summarize and contrast the information. These are the two things that you're going to do. Now let's look at one more pie chart, which is this. This pie chart shows why students chose to study at a particular UK university in the year 1987 and in 2007. So first you look at what are they representing. They are talking about the main reasons of the student choosing a particular UK university. This is year 1987 and this is year 2007, right? And these different colors are represented by these things. So it is important that you look at this index as well. Quality of resources is blue. It decreased from 21 to 17% over this 10-20 year period. Suitable degree of courses, earlier it was 35, now it is 37. Close to parents' home. So earlier it was 10, now it is 22. So students are preferring to stay with their parents, close to their parents' home. Then purple is quality of teaching. So earlier it was 15, now it is 18. Good sports and social activities has actually got reduced from 19 to 6%. So this reason, as you see, got reduced. Even this one got reduced, but the rest of the reasons were chosen more. And the majority of the students now wanted to get a suitable degree course. This is the major one, but the increase was only by a 2%. and here this is increased by this has almost increased by more than double, by 12%. So this is the reason close to parents' home. Now this is how you analyze the highest, the lowest, what categories are there, what change is there. This is the model answer for this particular question. This is the paraphrasing of the question. This is the overview. This is detailed para 1 and this is detailed para 2. Overall it is clear, largest proportion opted for the school for its courses, which was 37% as we had seen it, while the concern for distance was seen as the least popular reason in 1987. Then it increased in 2007, and then we will talk about the details in the subsequent 2 paragraphs. So as we see, this was the main feature that we observed, right? Now if we come to the details, students were more likely to put training programs, teaching quality and extracurricular activities into consideration. After 20 years, there was a minimal increase in the percentage of students enrolling at the university due to the 2 former criteria. So mentioning this words like these 2 former criteria is increasing the chances of coherence and cohesion. Other cohesive devices are in contrast, overall, while, then this figure, whilst. This is a model answer. We're going to give you 8 band score, and I hope this has helped you, and I'm going to see you next time in my next class. Till then, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.